Hey guys, welcome back to the Sibling Ting podcast, episode 247. We have got a lot to talk about today. I am Carter, I'm a middle child, and I will be doing boxing and UFC.
I'm Charlie, I'm the oldest sister, and I talk about motorsports.
I am Jesse, also known as Messi, Lionel Messi from Barcelona. I'll talk about football and darts.
We have a little saying before we start our podcast. Are we ready, guys? I think this will be about the sixth time we do this successfully.
If it's successful.
It will be. We haven't messed up for a little bit.
Well, today's the first then.
Nah, we got it. All right.
Lights out and podcast
on.
Yeah.
Who else can imagine the music?
Right. Jess, you're taking on.
I believe it's me starting.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to start with I'm going to start with darts today because there's not really a lot to go into about darts except for Gezi one. Not Gezi.
Yeah.
Littler one, last week.
Okay.
Where did I get Gezi from?
It's your fault that as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so like I said, I thought Van Gerwen was going to do it. I was convinced.
Your negative power outweighed my positive power.
You know what? I'm more shocked because Van Gerwen is due a night. Yeah, you can't have Michael Van Gerwen going a Premier League season without a win.
Whatever happens today, you cannot vote for the same as me under any circumstance.
I won't. But I just think it's shocking. I genuinely had a whole heart belief he was going to win the other night. Littler broke the record. No one's ever won 5 nightly wins in the Premier League history.
Really?
So he's the first to do it.
Well, who's second? Humphries?
I think Littler did 4 last year as well. And I can only guess.
Has got 4. Is it not got 4?
I think he's got 4. Either way, Littler's the first to break it. Littler's is the first to win 5 Premier League nights.
I've got to say, for a darts expert, you know very little.
Thank you. But yeah, he's the first person to win 5 Premier League nights. It's exceptional. You know what? It is. It's just exceptional. However, Michael Van Gerwen, what are you doing? Yeah. It's just to go this long without a Premier League nightly win is insane, especially for someone of his calibre. But I can't fault Littler. He played exceptionally. Other than that, there's not really a lot to talk about when it comes to darts. We had the Euro Tour. Schindler won the other day. Martin Schindler.
That's not a good name.
Should we re-mention what's going to be happening?
What, in a couple of weeks?
3 weeks time?
Yeah.
I know.
We will be attending the Premier League darts final at Alexandria Palace. But yeah, you know what? There's not...
We're going O2.
I thought it was Alexander Palace, wasn't it?
No, it's O2, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, O2.
Well, I don't know which one you've got then, because the final's always held at Alexander Palace.
I mean, we'll double check.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm 90% sure Premier League... So we are going to the O2. Not really a lot with darts, to be honest, this week. I have to get to the big one in a second, but
Let's just get the predictions out of the way.
Yeah, we'll get the darts predictions out of the way. Rob Cross, Gerwen, Price.
Price.
Aspinall or Littler?
Littler.
I think Aspinall, because I don't think Littler...
Thank God.
Littler's won... 5 now. I don't think he's going to be playing as hard as he did. Van Gerwen or Humphries?
Hang on, what do you say?
I'm going to go Humphries.
Van Gerwen.
I'm going to have to back Humphries.
Bunting or Doby?
Doby.
I was going to go Doby.
Is that okay to say? I don't care.
That is a very clean answer. Price or Littler, or Price or Aspinall with me?
Littler.
I'm going to go...
Price.
I reckon Price.
Price. Littler can't be Price.
Van Gerwen for you versus Doby. Doby or Humphries for me, or Doby or Humphries for you.
I think it was Humphries or either one of them for me.
Yeah, I'm going to go Humphries either way.
I'm going to say Van Gerwen.
I think Price, Humphries final, and I think Price is going to win it again.
Well, it's quite easy for me to say Humphries is going to win now.
I'm going to say it's going to be the same final as last week, and I'm going to say Littler wins again.
Well, Van Gogh and Littler final.
Yeah, and Littler wins again.
You know, like Van Gogh's not winning tonight. Are you like telepathically connected with him?
Maybe.
You get every night wrong, and he doesn't win a night. Maybe.
So maybe this week it's safe. He might actually win.
He might actually win.
Well, he's got 2 more nights to do it. So he's got this Thursday and then next Thursday. And then if he don't win that night, he's going to whole Premier League season without a nightly win.
Yeah, there's 4 more nights, isn't there?
Yeah, so then you get the quarters. So all the quarter-final players play each other. And then the winner of the quarterfinals then goes to the semis. Oh, wait, maybe there is another night. I'm sorry, I'm very tired.
Who do we get to see on the 29th? Are we seeing all of them?
So, the guaranteed person we will be seeing is Luke Manute Littler currently.
Yeah.
It will be the top 4.
So we don't see all of them?
No.
This is useless. Why are we going?
Because that is the big boy. Essentially, we see the winner of the Premier League.
I don't want to see it if I don't see all of them. I want to see, without question, Littler, Price, Aspinall.
Essentially,
and I can go with any of them for the last one.
It works to say it doesn't work.
I'm not bothered.
Come on.
It doesn't work the sense of like the Premier League, where if you top the league table, you win the league. The way you win the Premier League is you get in the top 4. There's 8 players. You have to get in the top 4, and if you get in the top 4 of the league, you qualify for the playoffs. And then if you win the playoffs, you win the Premier League. So it's kind of like winning the Champions League in a sense. You have to qualify for it, and then once you've qualified for it, you have to win that mini tournament to win the Premier League. And essentially, over these nights, Littler's already qualified, so we will be seeing Luke Littler.
Okay.
That's good.
He's guaranteed.
So that's one of my 3 down.
In the top 4 at the moment, I know Price is there and I know Humphries is there. I don't know who number 4 is.
I was going to say, because pretty much by looks of it, for a few nights, Humphries and...
I think it's Van Gerwen and Aspinall are fighting for it, but I don't know who it is who currently is in 4th.
Yeah. But it's got to be them 3, hasn't it, really?
I think
Aspinall.
I think Humphries will either this week or next week he will qualify for it. He's fine.
If I go to the O2 and not hear Mr. Brightside, I am flipping tables.
Which one's that?
Nathan Aspinall.
Oh.
But to be honest, that's all I've got in darts at the moment. That's all I've got. The big one, Derby County stayed up.
Oh, Jesus.
I am extremely happy. I was extremely drunk the other day. And do you know what? I'm not even going to brag. I'm not going to celebrate. I'm just going to say that next season, watch.
What?
Watch Derby. I've genuinely wholeheartedly believe, and I don't know this just because me being me or just my head, but I think Derby's got it. I don't know if this is delusion because I'm positive or because I'm just a bit of a weirdo.
You are a bit of a delusion.
I think Eustace can actually bring Derby to a potentially even mid-table. I would say mid-table.
So
potential playoffs.
So you don't back your team that much to say that they're going to win. You just back in them half-heartedly.
I think to survive the way we did... Because obviously going up a league is always hard. It's always a tremendously hard thing to do.
Well, you don't believe they can do it, is what you're saying.
No, I think we've already went up a league.
Yeah.
And we stayed up. So
but
we
what
did
I'm saying
do it.
is, yeah, but what
so
I'm saying
now,
is you don't think they're going to win the league, is what you're saying. Jesse...
No. I support... I think we will get playoffs. I don't think we'll get automatic promotion, obviously.
Do you?
Sorry?
Do you believe they'll get automatic promotion?
Derby County.
What do I believe or do I want?
Do you believe that your club can actually win?
Yeah.
So neither of you actually back Derby County in any capacity.
I support.
No, that wasn't a hearty yes.
I said yes.
I wholeheartedly believe Ferrari are going to come back and actually win.
Oh no,
that's how much I have believed.
No,
that's
delusion.
That is
right,
belief.
because Derby have a slight chance. It's not very high, but it's a slight chance of them actually getting automatic promotion. Ferrari has 0 chance of coming back and winning.
I think with football,
no chance.
Football is always Leicester won the Premier League. You never know. So I just, if I was to look at it though, Derby are on the repair. From what I think, ever since the 21-point deduction, it's just been a case of Derby County getting to its former glory has been really hard. Obviously, we got relegated from the Premier League back in 2007 with the lowest points in Premier League history, which was obviously
might not be for long.
Maybe.
It's a chance.
But yeah, other than that, since that, getting back to our former glory, getting back to what we wanted to be under like Brian Clough and everything, obviously it's a challenge, as a lot of other teams. Then we got 21 points from what is, I'm not going to, the EFL. I'm not going to be the guy that says the game's gone or leave the football before
What's the EFL?
The association that owns Championship.
FIA.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So once they gave us a 21-point deduction, obviously it went downhill from there as well. We got promoted, and now we've stayed up. So we've got back to where we wanted to be, which was the Championship. Where we needed to be, sorry. We don't belong in League One. We are minimum. I think we're a Premier League sized club, personally, fan base wise, and the club itself, history wise, I think we are definitely Premier League worthy. I definitely should belong in the Premier League. However, Championship, obviously, second flight. I don't mind it. We did not belong in League One. We belong in the Championship, but where we want to be is Premier League, and we are on that step. We are on that next step now. We have stayed up. We've got a very, very good manager in Eustace. Love the way he plays football. I just love him. I think he's a great man. I've met him personally. I have dinner with him all the time. Go pub with him constantly. He's a top quality
You know that
banter.
first bit when you said know him personally? I just I for some reason in my head thought, oh, is there like a chance you met him or something?
That's
like,
what I literally was thinking.
Like maybe after a match or something, Chuck's down,
And then he said the dinner thing, and I went, oh, okay.
Yeah, you're taking a Michael.
But honestly, yeah, it's,
Michael.
I think I truly do believe within the next 5 years, I'd say, we'll be contendership of one of the top Championship clubs.
Yeah, no, that's possible. Yeah, top Championship clubs for sure. Yeah.
Neither of you are backing your team here, can I just say?
Charlie,
It's
like
very. Do you understand
like
how hard promotion to? This is the hardest league in the world.
What? Championship over Premiership?
The Championship is a harder league than the Premier League is to win.
up.
Yeah, it is.
Shut up.
The thing about the Premier League is, compared to what the Championship is, you are more, how to put this, you are more likely to stay in the Championship longer than the Premier League, purely on the basis...
It's harder in the Premier League.
No, because you have to fight for it. I would argue the Championship is easily a harder league to get promoted than the Premier League is. And when you look at teams like Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth, Brighton, all fighting for Champions League qualification, and obviously you can go back in history and look at it as well. The Premier League is supports and wholeheartedly supports the big six clubs, meaning even if you were to go in the Premier League, there's not really chance you're going to be fighting to win it, or to be fair, and once you get the money from the Premier League money, obviously there's always a fighting chance, so you get a very good chance in the Premier League. However, in the Championship, you're battling. It is all that. This is why you can go Plymouth one day and you batter them 7-0, and all of a sudden they're facing Leeds and they can win. This is the Championship is the hardest league in the world, in my opinion. I know it might be a stupid hot take, but I truly believe the Championship is the hardest league in the world, and I think that Derby County will be promoted to the Premier League one day.
The easier of the leagues.
Well, I don't know. Hardest in the world is hard. It's tricky to say. But I'd say it's harder than Premier League only because, like with the Premier League, if you usually get relegated and then promoted from a Championship, it's kind of the same people over and over. Like they've been there before, they've been Championship.
No.
Premier League. Think of who's been relegated this season.
They're the ones that went up from Championship, but they're not going to be the ones that go up next season.
No, but you don't know that.
A big one for me is you've got Luton, for example, who were in the Premier League last season and now are in League One because they've been relegated twice. I think the Championship is a lot harder. I think it I think the level of skill is a lot different. Don't get me wrong. I think the standard of the Premier League is far above Championship clubs. Don't get me wrong in that. I just think what it takes to win the Championship. Look at the final day, for example. From Stoke to bottom table, there was still a chance Stoke could get relegated. And that was within the span of 7 teams or something, 6 or 7 teams. Us, Preston, Luton, Hull, Cardiff, Plymouth. It was there. That is how close the point gap is. Then you get the where it was promotion. The point gap was insanely close. It is literally fractions. In the Premier League, it isn't fractions. You get the dominance. You get the lower table, you get the lower table, you get the mid table, and it always will be the same unless the odd club that comes out like Forest this season or like Man United being dropped to 17th this season. But I just think Derby do have what it takes. I think, like I said, we are a very big club. I think we are Premier League worthy. As far as history goes, we definitely are.
Don't look at me. I don't know.
2-time winners in that. Yeah, what can I say?
Division 1.
Yeah, but Tottenham won Division 1. So.
Yeah, but we kind of we need to actually win the Premier League.
But I truly think we can. Not win, not that. But I think we can be promoted to the Premier League. Eustace has something special as well. Eustace had a crop of players that when he came to Derby, obviously the first 2 games, the Valentine's Day being a bad one, 4-0 loss to QPR, which just wasn't that fun. But I truly believe that if Eustace can get his own players in, if he can really start gelling with the team, getting everyone to gel together, and he doesn't have the injuries we did have last season, we could actually get playoffs, and I'd be so here for it. Imagine Derby County back in the Premier League, always on Sky. I love it.
Never be able to go and watch it in person.
Oh no, tickets would go up massively, but I'm so here for it. I love Pride Park, I love my club, and I just love Derby. So you know what, it's been a great week in football. Nice. Other than that, just in other news, wait, it's today. The Champions League were the not controversial one. Ah yes. So great, fantastic game the other day. Inter versus Barcelona. Well, Barcelona versus Inter at Nou Camp. 3-3 draw. Just phenomenal. Lamine Yamal, how Carter says it, Lamine Yamal or something. Yeah. Just phenomenal. He's the next Messi. There's no doubt about it. You know what? He's 16 and he's already broken Messi's and Ronaldo's records at that time. He's playing for top flight of Barcelona and one of their best players, and he's 16, 17.
Wait, so is that the championship final tonight?
That's not the final. This is the semis. This will decide who gets knocked out, Inter or Barcelona.
Okay.
Is at Inter's ground. So, I don't know.
Who else is going to be in the final?
This is the first one. So today is Inter versus Barcelona. It's just whoever wins.
Okay.
Goes through. There's no aggregate difference. It is 3-3, completely level. Just a disadvantage Barcelona because it's an away game.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's PSG versus Arsenal at PSG's ground, with PSG being 1-0 up on aggregate, which that's ropey.
Does that mean that to win they have to score 2 goals?
Arsenal have to score
at least
two goals to win it.
Yeah.
1 goal to take it to penalties or to take it to make it level. But it's a rocky one. The Arsenal one's a rocky one. The Inter Barcelona one, that's exciting. I will watch that tonight because my God, I love football. But my guess, like I said, and this is where it's getting really bad, is for the Champions League final was Arsenal versus Barcelona. By the looks of it, if we're going betting wise and what's looking like it's going to happen, looks like it's going to be an Inter PSG final. But you know what, we support and we love that. Brilliant, love football, up the Rams and that. And the only other one, just because it's going to be interesting, they've been doing terribly in the Premier League. Both of them have. Tottenham versus Man United. Looks like that's going to be the Europa League final.
Tottenham.
So, if Ange can win Tottenham their first ever trophy, first trophy in God knows how long, I can't remember how long it's been, or Man United can just still glory under the remember it. It's got to be one of the two. And they qualify for Champions League, or do they? Yeah, they must. I don't know how.
Can I just say, like I say, it's got to be one of the two. It literally does. It actually has to be one.
No,
of
it's
those
not confirmed yet.
Oh, okay.
It's just
the way you were talking about it. Like
yeah,
it was confirmed.
It basically
Do you not
is.
think he was basically saying like
this Thursday, it's Man United hosts Athletic Club, at Old Trafford with 3-0 up on aggregate, meaning Athletic Club have to score 4. And with Tottenham are away. However, they are 3-1 up on aggregate, meaning they have to score 3 goals. Yeah. The Tottenham one seems more likely. If Tottenham seem more likely they're going to lose than the Man United. But it looks, from what I could see, a Tottenham-Man United final. And I would like to see Man United win. However, I'm going to say it just for the glory of it. I think Tottenham winning a title would be pretty cool.
So congratulations, Man United, for your trophy return.
So I'm going Man United. Come on, I don't want Tottenham to win a trophy as soon as Kane's left. I mean, he's won now a trophy, so well done to Kane. His curse is lifted, which means we're going to win the World Cup next time.
No.
But it will happen. It will actually happen. But I can see it.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Harry Kane has won his first title. Bayern Munich has won the Bundesliga. It's broken. The curse is broken.
It means England's going to win.
England has to win. England has to win now. I can see an
Argentina-England final, and I expect one of us to do hand of God, but somehow avoid all cameras and VAR and all the technology, and somehow knock in with a hand. Do you know,
I have actually predicted this. Don't know how we're going to do
it, but I believe in them.
I have predicted this. Obviously, I don't know the groups or anything like that just yet, but I think that a big team will get knocked out. And
I mean, that's going to have to happen, Jess.
No. I think a big team's going to get knocked out very early.
What, like group stages?
I'm not group stages, but I think I don't want to speak to God to say it because it's going to just sound really controversial. But I was going to say I think Germany or Spain are going to get knocked out in the round of 16.
Spain would be absolutely ridiculous to even say that. Germany, though, I get you.
I truly believe that if this England team faces Spain, we will win. You know what? I back my team. I support
I support England, especially now Kane's got a broken curse. I believe in him.
We have one. If you go player by player, we've got the best striker in the world. We've got, I'd say, the second, even arguably the best right winger in Saka. Obviously, I think Salah still is.
I would disagree.
But we've got Saka, we've got Jude Bellingham, we've got Declan Rice, we've got Phil Foden, we've got Cole Palmer, Rashford, Gordon, Harry Maguire.
So good at the minute.
Harry Maguire.
Stones.
Cole Palmer.
Cole Palmer's.
Don't call him thick.
No, he is. That's what makes him great.
That's what makes him so
great.
Good. Is that he's so thick, he doesn't realise how good he is. Some people realise how good they are and can use that. Bellingham. He doesn't. He doesn't realise how good he is, so he kind of just accidentally is amazing, and he didn't realise. So we don't want to tell him that he's
incredible.
I do think this Spain team is ridiculously good. I look at this England team, and I don't think it's going to be slaughter or domination, but I truly think that England are not going to go far in a World Cup, but I do think we will. I think we'll win it, but I think England will win the World Cup.
I like to imagine that we're going to win. However, I'm a realist, and I do believe that Gareth Southgate was our best chance of getting a trophy with England. I don't think we're going to see that opportunity for another 10 years.
We got a Champions League winning manager, a manager that's basically won it all. And he's got a crop of talent that is ridiculous, insanely good. And to be fair, watching the group stages and the friendlies and whatnot, it never really shows how talented, how good the players actually are. But I see, if you chuck us against a Croatia, I think if chuck us against a Denmark, I don't question it. I don't really, Norway or anything, I don't really question it if I do think England will just dominate.
I think you should.
But I'd also, if you chuck us against a Brazil, I think if you chuck us against an Argentina, I do think we win. I do think England do just have that little bit. They have something. The only one, like I said, I am worried about is Spain, because Spain are ridiculous at this moment.
I mean, I think you should be worried about Edison. I mean, I know he's not in any capacity going to be goalie for the whole of the World Cup, which is heartbreaking.
I think I'd choose Alisson over
Edison. There's no point, but he'll be second. And
he's definitely second. But
that's what I mean. You've got other things like that with goalies and things like that. It's not going to happen, Jess. It's not going to happen.
Our weakest part is our defence. Our weakest attack. This is how good I think this England team.
Need? Erin Cashin.
We do. I miss that man. I just think for me personally, you look at our forwards. Our weakest forwards is the left wing position, and it's Anthony Gordon or Marcus Rashford, and they're insanely good players. And saying that's our weakest forward position just shows how good we are. Defensively, we've got the best right back in the world in Trent. We've got again, the centre backs and the left back is where it gets a bit more like frisky. But we've got Maguire. I'll say what you want.
Solid
for England.
He does it.
He's good.
Forward is very effective.
But then you've also got Dan Burn. You've got John Stones. I know you got some odd ones like Konza or Grayu, but I don't.
Dan Burn is about 7'2" or something.
Yeah, and you know what, goalie Jordan Pickford. I don't mind it.
Oh, here we go. Look at
I love Jordan Pickford. I will defend that man with my life. He has a better record than the last
He is the best English goalkeeper of all time.
He is.
For England, that is. He is.
The only problem is that, for a goalkeeper to stand out, they have to be so particularly good. And literally, there's only a handful, probably less than 5 goalkeepers you could actually talk about being so good. And Jordan Pickford just isn't that good. But for England, it's the best I've ever seen.
Well, you know what? I'm just going to leave this segment with
that.
I think England are going to win the World Cup.
Guys, have we got something to talk about? Jip Cart, you were there with me when partially. You weren't fully there.
Yeah.
Hello, puppy.
I was consuming
Our special guest has returned.
Yeah, puppy dog.
Yeah, this week we obviously were in Welcome to Miami, and it was a race. That was such an entertaining race. It was. Don't get me wrong. I will say it. Do I think Piastri deserved it? No. I think, without question, Lando Norris deserved that win. And I'm gutted that he couldn't get it. I genuinely think, had he been able to get around Max earlier, without question, he 100% would have won that race. He would have caught Piastri, no question.
I didn't see what happened, so I can't really say. But by the sounds of it, Max is back
to his old tricks. No ifs or buts. He's back. He's back to fighting like he did with Hamilton, which annoys me because I think Max is a much more better driver than the dirty tricks he sort of pulls. They're clean tricks. Don't get me wrong. They're not exactly. He doesn't drive illegally. He doesn't. But it is dirty to a degree, isn't it? He does push people off.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with it all the time.
Because if I'm correct, it sounds like
it was the first corner. Basically, it was the first corner. It looked to be that Lando and Max were basically side by side. Obviously, he's not been penalised for it. Technically, Lando was just a bit behind, but I will say it was probably marginal. It should have been a fair race, and Max, as always, just. But I don't know whether or not it was on purpose as well, because it looked like towards that corner he actually might have lost his back end a little bit. Yeah. So I'm questioning if he did lose his back end, did that just push Lando onto the side, and it wasn't an on purpose thing. But in saying that, later on in the race, Max did go back to how he normally plays. He wasn't letting anyone squeeze and things like that. There wasn't, he was back to just being Max Verstappen, which I know is incredible, but I just don't always like his defensive strategy. I do think it puts people's lives in slight danger, which I know is a massive thing to say, and it isn't, at the end of the day, that is racing, but I don't always like the way he fights. I just sometimes think just tone it in a little bit. Yeah. And before anyone comes at me she doesn't know anything about F1, she's a Lewis fan, no, I genuinely just don't like it. And I've always said as well, my number one driver is Charles Leclerc. Max doesn't fight with Charles the way he does with other people. He fights Charles quite fairly, and I don't know whether or not that's a respect thing, if that is literally a genuine camaraderie in comparison to other people. For some reason, Lewis and Lando, he just doesn't fight normal in any way. Even with Oscar got past him in a way that I think would be, to be honest with you, fairly easy in comparison to how Max wouldn't let that kind of thing slip up, and I just don't understand why. But it was such an interesting race. There was so much going on. We've got the Williams looking so strong. To do the positions they did was amazing, and it's really a shame as well because Carlos apparently was a bit disappointed disappointed or something. I didn't hear his after race interview, but apparently Carlos might have even been disappointed in how he raced. He should not. That was incredible.
No.
That Williams does not deserve to be that high, and it is, because he's just that good. And Albon as well. Alex, I've always said Alex is without a doubt a gem for a team. Do I think he'd win a world championship? No. Do I think that he is without a doubt deserves to be in the second Red Bull seat? Yes. Like, I genuinely do believe that. I love Yuki to pieces, but no.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had that. Lewis underperformed massively, and we are going to have to talk about the radio, because I will say I thought it was
again, I've
touch and
seen
go.
stuff like that, but I don't know what happened with
So literally, even me and Dad were staring at it, because for once Dad actually sat with me for the whole race. Jesse even sat through it. I mean, Jesse was on his phone the entire time, but he did sit through it with me. So yeah, so Lewis, so his radio was quite like, it was a bit controversial, I'd say. I wouldn't say controversial bad, I will say it was just a bit, he basically, obviously, he was on medium tyres, Charles on hard. Without question, he was performing far better at the time than Charles was. But Charles was catching up slowly, and you've got to remember as well, the hard tyre does take longer to warm up. The medium tyre, realistically, with the way that Lewis was obviously speeding with the catching up and things like that, it was wearing out faster. However, Ferrari, doing typical Ferrari, waited 3 extra laps to actually swap them. So by the time they swapped, Charles' tyres were warmed up, Lewis's tyres were slowing down, which is expected with the medium and hard. However, Lewis was obviously getting more and more wound up. He was saying how he swapped positions in China, how this isn't fair and things like that. Charles obviously swapped positions with him and things like that, but as soon as they basically swapped, within 2 laps, it was quite clear that Lewis wasn't catching him up, but Charles was able to at that point. So it was sort of tricky, because then Ferrari had to swap him back, which obviously didn't go down well. Swap back in position, which, by the way, as well, Charles even went over the radio going, look, it's fine if we don't swap, whatever, we've done what we can, don't worry about it. Then Lewis actually did swap position as that radio message was coming through. By the time then that Charles was going through, Carlos was coming up behind Lewis quite quick, and then the engineer said, oh, Lewis, by the way, Carlos is right behind you, it's like 0.9 or whatever. Lewis just goes, do you want me to let him through as well?
Oh.
I was like, it was proper sass. Granted, he said so many sassy things as well. He said at one point, what, do you guys want to go on a tea break now? Like, genuinely sass. The thing is, I get Lewis hasn't been in Ferrari. I get he's used to Bono. I get he's used to the Mercedes way of doing things.
He's used to
Ferrari isn't. Ferrari aren't always bad strategists. They're not always bad. But they also use the infamous line of, we'll get back to you, and then never get back to you. And it's like Lewis doesn't expect that. And I'm like, dude, you've seen how Ferrari are. Like, it's a known fact this happens.
He's used to good strategy, and now he's at Ferrari, and he doesn't know how to deal with it.
Yeah, but you can't. Mercedes haven't always had it right. So at the end of the day, Ferrari aren't always the worst for strategy, but they are the worst when it comes to radio communications. I would say, realistically, they are the worst. Like, they will constantly be like, we're checking, we'll get back to you, and never do.
Yeah.
So I think Lewis has this expectation that it's going to be the same way with Bono, and it just isn't. It's not gelling. It's quite clear it's not gelling. Yeah. But you're only on the first season. Will it gel in a couple of seasons? Probably. But it's just going to get time to get used to that, I guess. But at the minute, from listening to those radio transmissions, I would say it's not gelling, which is heartbreaking as a Ferrari fan. But that's not to say it won't happen eventually, and that's not to say it won't improve. But genuinely, what a race. It was thrilling. It is proper race. We are racing again, boys. We are not going in the typical. McLaren are, without question, the best car on the grid at the minute. There's no ifs.
Yeah, we are.
It's incredible.
And it's very clear that there's only 2 contenders going for the championship, right?
However, you have to admit that isn't a good thing.
No.
In any way. No. That is a really bad thing. I keep seeing
like jokes and stuff, people saying, celebrating because I'm a McLaren fan, but I also like Lando.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah.
We are going to see another Brosades saga.
Yeah.
We are going to see another Rosberg Hamilton saga.
I've now seen Sainz, Ricciardo, and Piastri. Lando, for it all, has been loyal to McLaren. He's been consistent. He's just got better and better as the years have come on. Question. He is good enough to be a champion, and he will be a champion. However,
who's first?
You've now got this young lad come in.
By the way, before we even say anything further, Oscar Piastri is unbelievable.
That's what I was literally about to say.
Yeah.
Is that he's just come in, he's not been there as nearly as long as Lando, but his talent and his skill is nearly unmatched on the grid. Like, he is so impressive in the car, and
dare I say, arguably better than Verstappen, I think.
I keep seeing, like, you got Verstappen and Piastri, and I think he might be.
He has the edge.
The thing is, he's just...
he's clean. He's a clean driver as well.
Clean,
he's not messy. He's so clinical. Like,
really
he just is incredible.
And it's really annoying because all McLaren want is a Lando win. He deserves it. He's been loyal. He's good enough to have it. Yeah. And now you've got Piastri come in, and he is.
It's hard because in a way, it's like, what do you prefer? Like, you have got the clinicalness when it comes to Piastri. He is so just thorough, like everything like that. But then you have the passion with Lando, and it just feels like there's such a difference. I would always rather see Lando because I just feel like he's got this burning passion. But I can't even say I'd be sad to not see Oscar win. Like, I genuinely think he's incredible as well. But your issue is, as a McLaren fan, if this goes wrong, this would be the end of McLaren.
Yeah,
like, it would be... Like, fireworks.
Well, like, the way it's going is that I don't know if there's not going to be a race for a good, probably this season, where McLaren, at least one driver isn't in top three. I think, like,
I hate to tell you as well, Piastri is now overtaking Lando in wins as well.
Yeah, decent.
Yeah.
In wins.
Yeah, in wins.
How's that?
Lando's got 5, Piastri now has 6.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So it's not looking good, bro.
I'm fact checking you. Please. He's so good. He's so good.
I know. This is what guts me.
I love it because I'm a McLaren fan. But
I know.
It's so bad.
It's heartbreaking.
It's like I want McLaren to win, so I want Piastri, but Norris he deserves it so much. Why couldn't Ricciardo still be in there? Why couldn't Sainz still be there? It'd be a battle between Verstappen and Norris. Why? It's still early days, so there's a high chance Oscar... I don't know. No, there's no chance. Oscar's just too good. I don't know.
I'm trying to find the stat now because I know I've seen it.
No, it is. You're right.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Sorry,
he's so young as well. Like, he's got so
young
much
in service.
He's got so much time to just get better and better.
Well,
see, you have pain for being a bad team. I have pain for, like, deciding who do we want to win.
I know.
Because the one person we all want to see win, he's not winning.
He's not winning.
He'll get second. Wait, that's not what we want.
I do think I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I think this. So we are going to have a free weekend header. So we have next week's. Not next week. Week after. We go to Europe. So we've got. I can't remember what the first race is. Oh no! It's Italy. Obviously, it's Italy.
Jeez,
that's so bad of me. So we've got the first round of Italy. Then we have Monaco. Then we've got Spain. So we have a 3-weekend header. I think whoever comes out on this header top is realistically going to be the championship, like, winner, realistically. Yeah. McLaren are winning, no ifs or buts for constructors. There's no question they're going to win constructors. I think the idea of the championship, though, is really up for grabs. I think whoever wins these 3 is going to be the one who comes out on top. And realistically, I can't see it being Lando. I just can't.
Well, obviously, there's only 2 options.
No, I am saying it's going to be someone from McLaren, but I just can't decide who.
It's just...
And I really want it to be Lando.
Everybody wants it to be Lando.
I want it to be Lando.
This year, I'm desperate to see Lando win Silverstone. Desperate to see Lando win Silverstone. But do I think it's going to happen? I don't know anymore.
It's like...
I need to see Lando win Silverstone, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
It's so hard because, like, Piastri, he deserves everything he's getting.
Yeah, without question.
But he's just coming to a team, and I'm sure he understands as well, he's coming to a team where he now knows he's better than the number 1 driver, which
I would not say better in any way. I don't think I think he's just he's
got a lot more luck because like Lando's had, like, dodgy tyres when it comes to like qualifying. Is what Max Verstappen has been Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
Maybe the car hasn't been as good. His luck's there, but I don't know who's I don't know who's better. I'd say they're on par because they are just... Lando's phenomenal, but so is Piastri. And now you realise F3, F2 champion, won over and over. Now F1. There's no doubt of how good he is. It's just hard to say. I don't know if there is a better one, but it's very sad. It's very sad to see because Piastri knows he's coming to a team where he is maybe better than the other person, and he might be able to win before the other person, which everybody at that company wants Lando to win. So for him, it's got to be hard. And if he gets along with everyone behind closed doors, maybe more so than Lando, it might go well for him. But from a fan base,
I love Lando.
People are going to be really upset with him for winning.
Don't get me wrong, I won't be upset. But I also think in a really sad way, I think Piastri knows that, which is even sadder to a degree.
Yeah.
But anyway, another big thing as well that I do want to talk about, because I thought it was so adorable. Have you seen the video of them driving around doing the drivers' parade in Lego cars?
In Lego cars,
it was incredible.
Even I like that.
Genuinely, it was. If you got 20 men in a Lego car, will they be able to drive around a circuit without racing each other and crashing into each other? No, which is exactly what happened.
Max's little devious face when he bumped the back.
He was literally trying. What I like is there was a bit as well where you can see Charles and Lewis realise that if you both pumped forward together, you can shift it a little bit. So they were both at one point. No one else was doing it. Charles and Lewis were sat there like pumping forward to try and get the car faster. I loved that so much. George Russell is a menace behind it. Pierre Gasly, menace behind the wheel of a Lego car. But every driver's parade should be that fun. That was brilliant. So funny, so enjoyable to watch. So yeah, honestly, cannot wait for this next 3 headers. They are going to be amazing. I genuinely think whoever comes out on top of these headers, we are going to see them as the championship winner. But let's see. Carter, over to you, doll.
I have not got a whole bunch to talk about, but I will do what I can. There's no incredible great fights within the next couple of weeks, but we will talk about who's won the last few fights that we mentioned last week. For one, the first one was Ryan Garcia versus Rolando Romero, which we predicted Ryan Garcia winning. And surprisingly, it was not. It was Romero who won with unanimous decision. Fair enough, I suppose. We said it could be either way. It wasn't for a champion or anything. It is what it is. The Saturday, that was a good one. It was Canelo. Of course, we all said Canelo was going to win, and yes, he did win. Decision, though, which was a bit surprising for me, as he is quite a good knockout puncher. But he got a unanimous decision. For William Skull, that is an incredible feat to go the full distance with Canelo. So even though he did lose, which was his first loss, he should still be very happy that he actually lasted till the end. That was for the undisputed, so Canelo has got that. I also saw some story that apparently Canelo signed a £400 million boxing, like 4 or 5 boxing matches, so 400 mils coming his way, and he has to fight 4 or 5 people or something, which seems like a pretty good gig for him. I'm not jealous in any way. And then finally was, I am sorry I can't pronounce this, Naoya Inoue. He's Japanese. He is incredible. He is currently the undisputed in 2 weight classes, which I'm pretty sure within this 4-belt era, there's only other 2 people: Terence Crawford, who never lost; Alexander Usyk, who never lost; and now Naoya, which has never lost in flyweight. Very unfortunately, doesn't get as much media coverage because he's flyweight. I mean, it's incredibly light, and people don't like him or enjoy watching that as much as the heavyweights, cruiserweights, maybe middleweights. But he's never lost, and he won with a TKO, which isn't surprising. I'm not sure if he can actually lose a boxing match right now. I don't think it's possible for him to lose at all. So he won, them 3 won. It was pretty impressive. I haven't seen too many of them fights, unfortunately. I was busy, but we pretty much predicted correctly. there isn't really many coming up besides Deontay Wilder fighting. It's not been 100% confirmed, so we're not going to do any predictions because he could always pull out.
I do have a slight boxing thing to talk about because I overheard a bit of a pre-fight talk. Dubois and Usyk.
Dubois.
Yeah. Well, that's in July 19th. We did mention that a couple of weeks back.
They seem to really respect each other from what I was hearing. Like, they weren't trash talking in any capacity.
No, they were. They were, yeah.
The two that I genuinely listened to one and it was normal. Like, they were dead respectful.
Usyk is, especially like Ukrainian and Russian boxers, from what I've seen, don't really do much trash talk. Do a little bit here and there, but they're pretty much like talk, handshake, do your pictures, videos, right, get into a ring and box. It's not really Tyson Fury, I'm going to beat you, you dosser, all of that. They're not really like that. Usyk's quite humble, he's quite a nice guy, he just wants to get in the ring, do the sport, leave, get the money. Dubois is a bit different though. Dubois, he's got the English in him, and us English, us Brits, love a good press conference. We love a good row.
Sorry, I don't know why it just came into my head as well. Did you see who was on the F1 grid?
I didn't watch it, though.
Conor Benn.
Did he?
As it turns out, he did not look like he'd been like in a really tough fight a few days before. Like, he looked really good.
Yeah, they
but
both
do you know what? He
did.
seemed really nice
really
as well. Really nice guy. Like, genuinely just seemed lovely.
Well, I mean, when you grow up in a mansion in Marbella, you kind of...
Oh my God, don't sound bitter at all.
No, I am bitter. I am bitter in every single way. No, I mean, Conor Benn, obviously, they've got their rematch, I'm pretty sure. They've not signed it.
I was going to say
pretty sure they're just going to have a rematch.
Yeah.
Which will be an incredible fight. If that goes to points, they'll give it to Ben, so then they can have a third point. I hate how the system works nowadays.
Can you imagine if, like, years come, they become, like, really good friends?
Nigel Benn and Chris Eubanks Sr., they get along and they can shake hands and they hug and give respect, and they genuinely hate each other. Like in the 90s, they genuinely hated each other. I mean, there was like multiple things where Eubanks Senior was going, I don't hate the man. I just want his belts. It's boxing. It's not brutal. And then Nigel Benn would be in the back going, no, I hate him. I genuinely hate this guy. Like, they did not like each other. But, they kind of get along now. They're not perfect, but they get along and deal with each other. So, maybe it can happen for these two. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
There's obviously their rematch is going to be amazing. Usyk Dubois is going to be amazing. I just can't see Usyk ever losing. Dubois has probably got the best chance. Him and Fury, if Fury had a third fight, have the best chance of beating him. But even then, I just don't think Usyk's too technical gifted. He's never been dropped. He can take punches like nothing. He hasn't got the greatest power, but he knows how to just stack up the punches so you win on points, or weigh you down so he can knock you out in the late round. He just is that impressive. So I just can't see him losing. Deontay Wilder, like I said, may or may not fight. It's not confirmed, so I'm not going to talk about it yet because there's always a chance it pulls out. Is it Katie Holmes and Amanda Serrano, their third fight for the Undisputed Women's Championship?
They have such good fights, them two do.
They do, yeah. Katie Holmes, I believe, is current holder. Amanda Serrano was before. They have that. Yeah, they go for it, and they're probably the best in their division as well, for sure. Actually, definite. Who else is fighting? I believe there is a little thing of Jake Paul.
You never talk about these.
I know, but I just want to mention because I learned a little fact the other day, which is insane to me. He's fighting Julio Chavez Jr. His father, Julio Chavez, is one of the best boxers of all time, and you cannot deny it.
I have no idea who he is.
His first 87 fights, he went undefeated. 87 fights in a row, no draws, so he didn't even draw with anyone, no losses. He won 87 fights, and it was something like 80 knockouts or something, yeah? Which is insane. He then drew someone and then went another 3 matches unbeaten. His first loss was his 91st fight. That is insane. The only other people that kind of done that is Jimmy Wild, which was an Irish boxer. He was like a strawweight, lightweight, back in like early 1900s. He lost once, I think, after like 10 fights or something, and then he went on and won 110 fights, unbeaten. Didn't lose once. I'm not even sure about drawing. He just went 100 something. Then it was Sugar Ray Robinson, which did 40 fights, lost once, and then went on a 90 win streak, which again is insane. These people were different breaded, alright, these were different. But Julio Chavez is like a more recent time boxer, and he won 87 fights unbeaten, which is just insane to me.
Which is amazing, however, it's his son who's fighting, not him.
Yeah, I mean, his son's alright.
Yeah.
His son's alright.
You can go on about the dad, it's not the dad who's fighting.
I love to talk about it because he's so impressive. His son has an impressive record, right? He's had 62 fights, with 54 being winning, 34 of them knockout, which is a decent record. 6 losses, ain't horrible. 1 draw, 1 no contest, kind of standard. I'm pretty sure he lost to Canelo Alvarez and Anderson Silva, which are both champions in their area. So you can't really fault the guy too much. He's a good, decent boxer, but he's got a name because of his dad, and obviously Jake Paul fought right. The guy is 39, which is... And he is technically still boxing. He's 39, which means he's older for a boxer. But he's still pretty young for Jake Paul. You know, Jake Paul kind of goes for
average age.
Yeah, Jake Paul kind of goes for, 40, 50-year-olds. So 39 is actually weirdly okay. I mean...
well done, Jake.
Yeah, well done, Jake. And he's still a current boxer. Don't get me wrong, it might be his last fight because of his age. But he is still a current boxer. So hats off to Jake Paul.
Well done, Jake.
Yeah, very, very impressive for you. You're actually trying something. And pretty much that's it for me. I've not got a whole bunch more to talk about. UFC hasn't got anything too impressive going on for a bit. So, Jesse, if you want to take us away with your outro.
So people, 1 second. Let me hit you with an interesting fact.
Not again.
The inventor of the frisbee was cremated and made into a frisbee after he died.
So you could have touched the inventor of the frisbee and not known.
You can never know. But anyway, thank you for listening. Drive home safely. Don't do drugs. Don't drink, especially. Stay hydrated. H2O on that. Buxton water, Evian. SPF. Have juice as well. Orange juice, apple juice, cranberry juice, vitamin D. Make sure you get your sunlight. Always important for you. And mainly just enjoy. Enjoy life. Enjoy your football. Enjoy your sports.
Jesus Christ.
Just... enjoy it all. Have a good laugh on that. Be kind.
Follow us.
Be kind. Follow us. Yeah, please. Do it. Please. Everywhere.
TikTok?
No, they know where it is.
Okay.
If you don't know who the Sibling Ting are by this point, you're not really living, are you? And that's my advice to them. Live. Bar living is knowing the Sibling Ting. So, God bless you all. And you know what? I hope you have a very nice dinner tonight. Aww. To every single one of you. Have a very good dinner.
That's cute. Bye, guys.
Totting and Tars. Adios.